Many people don't know just how important wetlands are to the ecosystem and our planet. Wetlands act like natural filters. They recharge the water that later comes out of our faucets at home. They receive most of their water from surface water, and many are fed by groundwater. Wetlands act like giant natural sponges, full of active bacterial scrubbers. They help to slow the flow of surface water and reduce the impact of flooding. Swamps keep river levels normal and filter and purify surface water. Swamps clean the water by filtering out sedimentation and bacteria, decomposing vegetative matter, and converting chemicals into a usable form. They also prevent soil erosion, and they buffer water bodies from potentially damaging land use activities such as agriculture. One of the most important benefits of swamps, especially currently, is that they remove and store greenhouse gases from the Earth's atmosphere, slowing the onset of global warming. Swamps' benefits and abilities to recycle nutrients makes them a critical part of the overall functioning of Earth's ecosystem. It's no wonder Shrek wanted everyone off of his swamp. Throughout the world, many marshes and swamps have been drained or altered for such purposes as agriculture, urban development, and mosquito control. Many marshes and swamps have been used as dump sites. The deconstruction of a marsh or swamp often causes problems such as increased flooding, groundwater depletion, and loss of wildlife. The 1970s and 80s were a dark time for swamps. Hundreds of marshes were lost to golf courses, timeshares, and many other building projects. 22 states lost at least 50% of their original wetlands. Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, Kentucky, and Ohio have lost more than 80% of their original wetlands, and California and Iowa lost nearly 99%. Since the 1970s, the most extensive losses of wetlands acreages have occurred in Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, Florida, South Carolina. After recognizing how incredibly important marshes are, the U.S. and Canada developed and signed the North American Waterfowl Management Plan in 1986. In 1993, Mexico joined the plan. Since the plan has been enacted, these three countries have spent roughly $4.5 billion protecting about 15 million acres of marshes and wetlands in jeopardy across North America.
Wetlands are a habitat for many species. Animals are attracted to wetlands for many reasons, including that they provide them with the perfect food, water, cover, and nesting sites. Many species live their entire lives in the wetlands and are thus completely dependent on the wetlands for survival. It has been estimated that about 150 species of birds and 150 species of fish are solely dependent on the wetlands as a habitat. These species include birds such as the bald eagle, red-shouldered hawk, wild turkey, and many varieties of duck. Mammals that are inhabiting wetlands include beavers and raccoons. Other species include many varieties of reptiles, turtles, and freshwater fish. Wetland habitats are being threatened due to the large amounts of degradation and destruction caused by many factors. Many species have rapid decreases in population due to this destruction. There are approximately 98 species that are endangered due to loss in habitats. This includes species of mammals, birds, fishes, amphibians, insects, and mussels. Around 50% of the worldwide endangered or threatened species are wetland dependent. If we do not start to preserve these habitats, the world will be losing almost 100 species, or even more. Many of us don't remember how wetlands used to be. We know what replaced them. Wetlands were taken out of the equation to accommodate urban, marina, and agricultural expansion. Now in 2015, after the 1980s debacle, people are finally coming to the realization that the wetlands are severely needed to support many ecosystems and protect us from natural disasters. In fact, scientists and engineers have figured out a way to create artificial wetlands in order to compensate for that loss. These wetlands are applied to wastewater treatment plants as well as the rehabilitation of abandoned mines. The plants used in the artificial wetlands will not only absorb metals and minerals, making them into potential cash crops, but they will also accumulate and break down carbon-containing compounds. Rows of plants in artificial wetlands will stop groundwater containing petroleum and purify it. In addition, these poplars will break down TNT and nuclides from previous hostilities between people. The only downside is that the poplars will in turn become radioactive waste, which will need to be handled with or replaced until the wetland is fully restored to health. On the bright side, for every 1,000 gallons of water, it only costs $6 or less, which is substantially more cost-effective than most technologies to conduct the same process. Since we have looked at the outside, what about purifying our own wastewater? Living machines are a great way to purify wastewater and provide a beautiful inside or outside landscape for everyone to enjoy. Here's how it works. The machine works by first wastewater entering the primary tank. Solids then settle and begin to degrade. Water passes through a filter into the equalization tank. The equalization tank evens out periods of high and low flow, and then water is pumped to the stage 1 of the process. The planet tanks alternately fill and drain, making a micro ecosystem below the surface. In this ecosystem, microscopic plants and animals grow on gravel filling the cells. They consume the waste in water, speeding up the natural process. Next, a uniquely designed set of valves and pumps use gravity to drain and fill the series of cells, minimizing energy consumption. The fill and drain process repeats itself. Finally, water passes through final filtration and disinfection, known as polishing. In the end, high quality, clean water leaves the tank to be reused for non-portable use.
Wetlands are obviously incredibly important to Earth's ecosystem. Ancient designers in the city of Teotihuacan, Mexico, to modern-day designers use wetlands' incredible features and abilities to clean water. These technologies should be considered first in building design for their sustainable properties and benefits.
The balance of life is in the ripe and ruin.